Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me over the last couple of years or so about alternatives to Photoshop and Lightroom, and basically anything that's Adobe software. And if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you'll see that I have done the odd video where I've spoken about a potential editing program for photographers that's an alternative to the Adobe suite. But today I'm going to go through three that are pretty solid favorites with a lot of people out there. They're actually three very different programs and very different to one another in what they do and how they can process your images. But I'm going to go through some of these alternatives today because I know that there's a lot of beginners out there who may not want to commit to an Adobe subscription ongoing. Maybe you want to own the software outright and maybe not have to commit to that kind of style of payment plan. And today we'll have a couple of different options for you guys in that sense. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and let's get into it. So the first editing program that I'm going to talk about today is Affinity Photo. And if you guys haven't seen the video already where I have done a walkthrough of it, I'm going to link it down in the description box below so you guys can go check that out if you haven't seen it already. I've found Affinity Photo to be a really solid platform for photo editing, and it's really an alternative to Photoshop. I have used it to edit my beauty photos before, and to be completely honest, there really hasn't been a lot of difference between the two programs from what I've seen and from what I've needed from them. So for my work personally, I felt that I could do pretty much everything I needed to in Affinity Photo as what I could do in Photoshop as well. So there is more and more integrations coming up with Affinity Photo too. I believe that Loupedeck, if you guys use a Loupedeck, have started making some integrations with Affinity Photo too, which is really great. It's becoming a more and more popular software to use. I found it very user-friendly, very similar layout to Photoshop, and features in terms of what you can do to your images too. So I personally feel like it's a great option to choose if you don't want to go with Adobe. And the other great thing is that you can buy it outright. It's just a solid payment, one-off payment, which is just not available anymore with Adobe, unfortunately. So for those of you who don't want to spend a lot of money on an editing program, this is a very solid platform to get you started, and you won't be investing hopefully a lot of money into it. It is a much more affordable option than the Adobe suite too. So I definitely recommend this if you need kind of an alternative to Photoshop. This is a great program for that. The next post-processing platform that I would recommend for photographers is CaptureOne. And if you guys have been watching my channel recently, you'll know that I've been talking about CaptureOne nonstop. I've written a blog post about it recently about why I decided to switch from using Lightroom primarily to CaptureOne. I just feel like it is the platform for professionals. It is such a great post-processing platform. For those of you who have not used CaptureOne before, you can process your raw images through this platform. It's very similar in style to Adobe Lightroom, but I just feel like it just works more efficiently. It brings out the colors better in your photographs because there's more dedicated camera profiles. I just prefer using CaptureOne overall for its efficiency. Tethering is a breeze through CaptureOne as well. So if you've ever had issues tethering through Lightroom, like I have on many occasions, really embarrassing moments where it's just completely stopped working and I haven't been able to fix it while I've been shooting for clients, I have never found there to be a single issue with CaptureOne and tethering with that program. So I really prefer it for how well it does work and how quick it does process images. I find that it does work a lot more quickly, and not to mention the color grading options and the skin color correction options. I just love the program so much. So if you guys are interested in downloading a free trial of CaptureOne, or you are looking at purchasing it, I do have a discount code in the description box below. If you'd like to see more videos on CaptureOne, I do have a couple more linked down in the description box as well. I've been doing more and more videos on them recently, so if you guys want to see more on CaptureOne, please let me know. And then for the third editing program that I would recommend, it is actually Luminar AI. So this is a very different program in terms of how you process your images through it, I feel, to the other two that I've mentioned today. This is definitely more of a quicker option. If you are doing a type of photography where you don't want to spend hours retouching or editing and you want things to be a lot more kind of done for you or hurried along a little bit more, this might be a really good option for you. Luminar AI is more of an artificial intelligence program. So this is where it kind of automatically does a lot of your editing for you. So it's a lot more one touch, one click kind of editing styles, and kind of similar in some ways to Be Funky, which I've actually also reviewed on my channel before. That's an online editing program that has AI software, so I do think it's worth a mention. Personally, it's not something that I would probably use for my kind of style of work, as I do need a little bit more detail. I need to delve in a little bit more with retouching and the editing process, but there might be a lot of photographers out there, with you guys in particular, and you might find it's really suitable for your style of work. So I definitely recommend going and checking that one out as well. Okay guys, well I hope you've really enjoyed this video on some alternatives to Adobe for editing software. And if you've tried any of these programs out before, please let me know in the comments section below and let me know your thoughts on each of them too. I have tried all three out and I really find that they all work for different types of photographers really well. However, I have to say out of the three, for me personally, I would still use Affinity Photo and I would use CaptureOne. CaptureOne obviously is something that I'm using on a day-to-day basis now anyway. It is integrated into my workflow over Adobe Lightroom. However, I still use Lightroom from time to time, but I hope these alternatives have really helped you out, especially if you're beginning and you're looking at maybe not investing a lot of money. CaptureOne, I did forget to mention, also has a one-off payment where you can own the software. So that really is a game changer in today's world of subscription models. If you can own software, that is going to be a lot less that you'll have to invest. But if you prefer to get continuous updates, you can also choose their subscription model as well. So if you like this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure that you do, because I'll be posting lots more content in future, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.